I know I'm not showing my face this time because I have a lot of physical things to show you today. And I know for visual impaired people or like people that are blind, that's gonna be hard, but I will describe them. Here I have a bunch of drawing supplies because today's video will be on emotion expression through drawing. So I have a few things here. We're going to start with artwork that is just on a blank canvas or blank piece of paper because that's the least visual project that you can do for your mental health. So here I have Sharpies. If you feel like you want really thick or dark colored lines and patterns and drawings. And there are a lot of colors. There's a lot of greens. I have a lot of greens, oranges and pinks, purples and yellows. And sometimes the pink comes out red. I actually kind of need to get more dark blues and reds again. I have about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 Sharpies here. So that's a good amount of Sharpies. So you could use Sharpies if you really feel like you've done art before and you want to make those thick, dark lines, if you really want to express emotion through a hard colored Sharpie. I usually use those on larger print drawings, thicker paper, or if I really want to get my emotions out. Then I have, let's see what the label says. Jot. These are gel pens. These are kind of the cheaper brand I got for Christmas. So if you can't really afford the expensive gel pens, like, I think there's the sparkle gel pens, there's the Le Pens, there's the kind of pens that you get at like a Hobby Lobby or Michael's that are like super professional art pens. So, I wanted to show these because I could have shown my Le Pens and my other bags of pens, but I wanted to give you an affordable option. So it looks like there's a lot of like yellows and golds and oranges and greens and purples. I think there's a red in there. Ooh, I think there's a light blue. I'm not sure if there's a black. I think that might be black or dark blue. It looks black, that one right there. Yeah, because you need black to draw a more basic sketch, like a stick man or something like that. If you only can really sketch, then you can either get a sketchbook that's kind of like a giant hardcover 5x8, those sketchbooks standard, or the standard hardcover books are usually 5x8. It's kind of got a groovy, I don't know why it's got a groovy, bumpy border to it. That's kind of cool in a way. This is a sketch diary, and then there's a Spanish Diario de Boquetos. Create and insert your own cover. Oh, really? Oh my gosh, that's why it's got that weird groove. Okay, I just learned something. So I can create and insert my own cover. That's really cool. I don't know where my mother got this. Probably at an art store like Michael's or Amazon online. So it's really thick paper, so it's good for the Sharpies. And you can just draw on it. See how it's a blank page? I wanted to go with the larger print, no print. Like, make it your own drawing stuff first. Or you can go with the standard. I think that this might not be 8x11. It might be slightly bigger. 9x12. Really professional sketchbook. This I definitely got at Michael's. I think even AC Moore, when AC Moore existed. And this is where I get into some examples of my art. And I might tell some little stories. So this is a semi-story based video, but I wanted to show you some of the options of art you can have. Let's see what's in here. So this is obviously my masterpieces in sketchbook. So here I have some pencil art. And usually that's how I started my art. Ooh, I drew a pencil. It's a number 2, obviously, because I was in school. So that's the pencil you think of in school. Actually, there are other pencils. I actually used number 3 and 4s for our sketch class once. That's a school bell, because I drew this in school. This is mostly pencil art to start. My journey started with basic sketches and drawings at first, where I just sketched with a pencil. Sometimes pencils are tricky, especially for vision impaired people, because they're not really that dark. I mean, it's a little darker on the camera. That's my friend from middle school and high school. I drew her. We're no longer friends anymore, and I don't want to go too into why. The big reason is she was I think it's called pathological liar, where she just lied for like no freaking reason. And it's not easy to be friends with this. This is when I got into more drawing and stickers. I think I had a shirt that said I like you, that's where I drew that. And now this is when I was starting to draw me, and I wasn't drawing my curls yet, so this is in high school when I got like stickers, and I was drawing more scrapbook kind of setup pages. I always did this around like the beginning of a school year when I was getting excited about the year ahead. And then more stickers, more textbooks. I was like a nerd at this point. And then I got this karate symbol here. I did karate from late elementary school to about senior year of high school. I stopped doing it because it was kind of getting boring, because the adult class was slow. I was getting more into my faith, and I was starting to realize how visual karate was. Oh gosh, this is Gia. This is my ex-friend. Let me flip that over here. There's me. So I had to drop out of karate, and I realized like junior year and senior year karate, I was starting to get more anxiety and depression before going to karate. I didn't want to go and started missing classes. So I think I was realizing the visual strain. I had issues with like sparring and some of the techniques where someone comes at you, you block and kick, and then you go at them, and like sparring was definitely the worst. So there was some visual anxiety. So you're starting to see the acknowledgement of my visual anxiety. Those are more sketches. More sketches. I drew a giant pen. I think I got a fancy pen. I got a fancy pen from my church. Okay, this is my cane and my backpack. I just drew my cane and backpack. Oh, my glasses. Oh, see, it's hard to see some of these sketches. It's weird looking back at your sketches going, what did I draw again? I remember drawing it thinking, oh, this is going to be cool. That says Peabody. Oh, this is the Peabody High School logo. It's like a flaming torch. Even though the mascot's a bull, but whatever. They have more than one logo for everything. So that's more sketches. Sketches are hard to see. I'm gonna just skip through these sketches. Oh, a haunted house. That was when I was in the haunted houses and I was fascinated with the paranormal. But, you realize at a point in faith that paranormal is not actually fun. It's actually very real, very scary, and I was and still am a little scared of the dark. So, like, that fascination was kind of helped me cope with being scared of the dark. Okay, this is like a queen version of me. Oh gosh, pumpkin heads. Again, not funny. As a kid, you kind of had to go through the process of realizing that coping skills of being afraid of the dark. Realizing that the demonic and the ghosts, it's not funny, it's not cool. I have a story where I was in, on a summer program at Boys and Girls Club, and people were playing with this game where you have this triangle shaped thing and you move it around and you're supposed to hold your fingers. It's the Ouija board, and I realized it was a Ouija board. And I put my hand on it just to see what it was, because at first I'm like, okay, this is weird. And then when they were explaining it and it was moving, the boys were moving it, nothing was moving it, I felt this nudge to like go away and play something else. So that was God kind of signaling, hey, Ouija boards, it's communicating with the ghosts and the dead, and it kind of opens up doors. So I got a response, and I went to play something else. And it was hard to play with other games because there's like pool tables and air hockey and ping pong and other visual board games. So I was trying to like join in a game that wasn't as visual, but I had to steer clear of the paranormal. These are bunnies, finger bunnies. They make those shadow puppets. I made like sketches of. Hold on. I drew my hand. Ooh, did my hand grow? Okay, my hand's about the same size as it was. This was in high school, so I made sketches of bunnies because I was obsessed with bunnies. Again, another kind of calm animal that helps you cope. And here's Mystery Incorporated. That show, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, if you've ever seen it, it's really good. I was into mysteries. These are all my middle school friends. As Daphne, Fred, Scooby, and Shaggy kind of vibe. And then the Mr. E's, and I used to draw these cards with mysteries on them. I was into that, and mysteries aren't bad. I think mystery shows are kind of good. It's kind of the way us humans try to solve why, and like figure out why things happen, why people do the things they do. And I drew a tree house. I've never had a tree house, so I just wanted to draw one, just because it's something I never drew. Oh, I decorated a bulletin. So some of this stuff is random, and that's okay. If you make a sketchbook and you draw things that will help you with your mental health, you may look back on it and think it's random as heck, but it's okay for it to be random. And this was church memories. This is Eglon. There's a king named Eglon. He was like an ancient secular king of a country. I forget which country. It might have been like in the Assyrian, Mesopotamian country. But it's funny because his name sounds like egg, even though it's like one G. So I drew an egg king. And this is when I was into this cartoon series called ASDF movie, and I drew the muffin. There's a cute Mr. Muffin. And yeah, I love food, so I like drawing food as characters, which is kind of cool. So whatever got me to cope through any anxiety, I feel like drawing, I've started drawing in middle school and high school, so I think that helped me get through the stress and visual turmoil of my later school years, because when you realize your vision impairment is as prevalent and real as it is, like as you get older, you realize your issues are real, and they're actually, this is the way my life's gonna go. I'm gonna have this. You draw stuff, and you find other ways to cope. You have to find an outlet, and my outlet was drawing. I did YouTube videos kind of towards the end of my senior year. The end of my high school, junior, senior year. And I got the mystery stuff. And again, I was obsessed with bunnies, so I had a stuffed bunny, and I drew her. And And then my faith was starting to grow later in high school. I came to Christ in 5th grade, 5th grade, but my faith really took off more in high school, so I drew a faith flag. It's a cross, and it says faith sideways, so it's really cool. I get a Christian flag. I have a shirt, a sweatshirt, a hat, a t-shirt with that logo. Then I drew another Mandy picture. It's like when I went to prom. Ew, that looks nothing like me. Looking back in it. Mandy's Sunday School. I'm gonna be telling stories about like my volunteer Sunday school years and how that was amazing, and then it kind of ended in a way. That's more toxic church people. And then there's some stuff from summer camp. Volleyball. I think I drew this because it was cool to like draw the ball effect. Kind of looks like a shooting star. And you kind of draw your dreams. My dream of actually being able to play volleyball and being able to track a ball in the sky. And then graduating middle school. See, this stuff is kind of mixed. I think I found memories of stuff and glued them in later. Oh yeah, I drew... This was my church just as a church. Then I drew fire and smoke on it. I will explain why. Because my old church, I had to deal with some really, really narcissistic people, and I think they were evil in disguise. This is Gordon stuff. This is more scrapbook. Anxiety is pain. Epicurean philosophy. So, I learned about philosophy in my historical perspectives course at Gordon. So I was anxious, and I felt like I took an affirmation that anxiety is a pain. It's a form of pain. It's just hard to see. So this is all Gordon stuff. Again, I drew another faith cross. And I got some of my stickers from my past. Okay, this is my current artwork. So this is a mountain scene with a road, grass, some trees, a church, parking lot, and a pool. So this is my peaceful place. This is based on a hotel and a mountain scene I saw in North Conway, and I adapted it. Instead of the hotel, it's a church, and I put a pool, and it's kind of similar to the pool I have at my gym around here. So this is the peaceful place I think about when anxiety and visual issues are so intense. So that's one of my masterpieces. And this is where the emotional expression comes in. If you ever just want to let out all your emotion, I basically exploded my anger and sadness and some comments about it on this page with 2 flaming red eyeballs, because in around October this year I realized that my vision was in fact changing back from a surgery I got. I will tell stories about that. So I drew that. I don't know anymore, so I was really feeling really sad, tugged between hope and not hope because of the vision and the fact that it's changed. So I'm just basically pouring my heart out on paper. And this I feel like I can't adult. It's not on one. It's like, this is like, because of my vision changes, I'm like, I feel like I can't be an adult. It's not that I'm like lazy. It's that when your vision goes back, I know that people have, people that are going to be watching this, your vision's getting worse. And that's kind of what I'm dealing with in a way. But here's my thing. I got surgery, and there were benefits, and I actually got improved vision. So my vision's going back to what it was before. I don't think it's going to be worse than it was before, but I learned how to navigate my new vision, and now I have to relearn my old. It's like, and then I feel betrayed. And instead of the word I, meaning like the letter I put the word I as in my eyeballs. So lightning bolt of rage, I suppose. And then I drew my emotions. In my story videos, I might go over these more. And then I drew, I feel played with. Yeah, I think vision impaired people can relate to feeling like a lab rat. And if you got some eye surgeries and things aren't perfect, you feel kind of played with. And then again, my church, smoking, smoldering. So this is just art, and this is the color of each of my emotions. See, these are just examples of some art and more eyeball art. So that's basically like me showing examples of emotional expression that I've done, just to show you that like it can be random. It tells a little bit of my story, and it also displays some of the stuff you have to wrestle with when you are thinking, and then you can wrestle with it on paper and leave it there, which is really cool. So here's the Bible verse. Now I can read it and you can read it at the same time. But you, man of God, flee from all this and pursue righteousness, godliness, faith, love, endurance, and gentleness. I figure like endurance and gentleness are kind of good because you can endure and strive towards gentleness as you kind of get emotions and your life story out on paper and drawing, and you kind of flee the darkness or flee what's causing you to grapple with your emotion and pursue all the good things, the righteous things, and the godly things as you draw. Like, as I drew, there was like a wrestle between good stuff and bad stuff, especially towards the end. Every other page was like my dark thoughts, and then a nice mountain scene, and I drew my plush octopus in there and stuff. So it's kind of a wrestle. So this video went a little wrong because I want to really show you the types of art you can express with. If you like this video, please share it with others. Even share it with my crazy art in it. Like it, because if you like this video, it will get spread out to more people, and they'll realize, oh, I can draw, and I can take giant pieces of paper rather than like coloring pages that aren't large print. And if you like it, subscribe to my channel if you want to see other videos, and it also helps the algorithm realize, oh, this channel's got some good stuff, and these videos are really good. And finally, if you feel like your YouTube app isn't exploding or isn't exploding enough, please ring the bell if you feel like these videos are good and you want to see the next one soon. So thank you. Next time, I think I'm either going to do some of the art with cards, like you can color blank cards, or some of the large print Bible verse or coloring pages. I might be doing these cards. Speaking of which, these are the cards. And these are drawings too. So I'm really into the drawing. So that's it. Thank you, and see you next time.